Welcome back to the Clutch Knockout. Now we're going to be talking about Canelo versus Caleb Plant. Now, Canelo is a beast. All right. Canelo right now is my favorite fighter, hands down. He's just nice with it. He has all the tricks. His defense has gotten so much better. His offense has always been smooth. And he's only been beaten once by the late great, well, not the late great, he's still here, I take that back, the great Floyd Mayweather. Young Canelo, not even that young. He had some good fights under his belt. He had a good resume, but a young Canelo fought Mayweather and lost, and now Caleb Plant wants to fight Canelo, and he thinks he's gonna win, but we all know the truth. This fight is already decided. It's been not fixed, but it might as well be fixed. I suggest everyone bet on Canelo on this fight. All right, Canelo is going to win. Now, it's not a guarantee, but Caleb has a puncher's chance, but Canelo is way better than Caleb. Caleb Plant is getting help from Andre Ward preparing for Canelo. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't get help. I'm not saying it won't be helpful. It might help him take 1 or 2 rounds that he would have lost. It might help him last a little bit longer in the early rounds, but Andre Ward is not going to be able to go in that ring with him. Andre Ward is not going to be able to give him advice, second by second. It would be beneficial if Andre Ward was actually his corner man. It'd probably help a little bit more, but getting little pointers, from Andre Ward is just not gonna cut it. I believe Tyson Fury, someone Tyson Fury won his fight with his trainer, which I believe was Sugar Hill, but Caleb Plant just doesn't have the experience needed to fight someone like Canelo. He doesn't give anyone any confidence that he can beat Canelo from what he's done in the past. He's fought in B-level fighters and below. So, Canelo is the best of the best. Now, everyone has a puncher's chance. Maybe he'll surprise us with a trick that he learned from Andre Ward. But, even if Andre Ward was in his prime fighting Canelo, I believe people would have a split decision. So to think that Caleb Plant, who is not in the same level with Andre Ward, and I don't think he's at the same level of Andre Ward, not only because Andre Ward has way more wins, way more history of being dominant in the sport, but also because Caleb Plant is accepting help. It's not bad to accept help, but if you're accepting help from Andre Ward, you're basically saying, hey man, I think you would have been better in this position. Your knowledge is better, so I'm gonna get your help. So I just don't see it where Caleb Plant could beat Canelo. And yes, I will bet on this fight, and I suggest all of you bet as well.